This is Chapter 7, Managing Users. In this chapter, you will learn the various types of users available in QuickBooks Online, how to add new users, and how to modify existing users. We will be working within our luxury lodging company file. One of the benefits of using QuickBooks Online is the ability to give access to other users. Each QuickBooks Online subscription includes at least one user and 2 or more accountant users. There are 5 user types available. So this has actually been updated since the textbook. We have different types of users than it lists here. So make sure you pay attention to this video on looking at the different types that have been updated here. But in order to manage users, so users are those who have the ability to access certain aspects of your company file. So to manage access, you go to your settings button, your gear icon in the top right-hand corner, and under the Your Company heading, you select Manage Users. And there's 2 tabs here, Users and Accounting Firms. So for your users, this is me, the creator of this company file. This is the email address I used for this particular company file. If I wanted to give someone the ability to access or work with work within certain locations of my company file, here I have an Add User button. And you can enter their first name, last name, and their email address, because you will need that in order to send the invite to them, because they'll get an email in their inbox telling you that telling them that you've been invited to access their company file. And then down at the bottom, you have the ability to assign specific roles. So from this drop down, the options we have are Standard All Access, Standard No Access, Accounts Receivable Manager, Accounts Payable Manager, Standard Limited Customers and Vendors, In-House Accountant, Company Admin, Track Time Only, and View Company Reports. And we can see the access of each of these by selecting them. So I'm going to select Standard All Access. And then down at the bottom, it says users added to this role get full access without admin privileges plus access to payroll. And you can actually expand the View All Permissions section at the bottom, and it will go through exactly what they have access to. So for your sales category, they have full access to invoices, estimates, sales receipts, receiving payments, credit memos, refund receipts, delayed credit, delayed charge, and sales order. So they would have the ability to create these transactions, to edit past invoices, estimates, and so on, to view reports and things like that. Expenses, they have full access to bill payments, vendor credit, credit card credit, expenses, checks, printing checks, purchase orders, expense claims, and they have partial access to bills. For inventory, they have full access. For lists, they have full access to the employees, vendors, customers, and currencies lists. For bookkeeping, they have full access for bank deposits, transfers, bank transactions, rules, tags, and receipts. Accounting, they have full access to the chart of accounts, registers, reconciliation, journal entries. Payroll, they have full access to payroll, workers' compensation and benefits. They have the reports category, full access, sales reports, expense reports, payroll, management, and custom reports. They have full access to time tracking as well. For standard no access, they have no access to time tracking. They have partial access to company info, but no access to subscriptions or managing users. And they have no access to all of the other categories. So they only have partial access to the company info. For Accounts Receivable Manager, users added to this role can see and do everything with sales, customers, and AR reports. This role was previously called Standard Limited Customers only. So they have full access to sales, full access to inventory, full access to currencies and customers lists, full access to bank deposit, management reports, custom reports, sales reports, and time tracking. No access to everything else. The Accounts Payable Manager, users added to this role can see and do everything with expenses, vendors, and AP reports. This role was previously called Standard Limited Vendors Only. So they have full access to bill payments, vendor credit, credit card credit, expenses, checks, printing checks, purchase orders, expense claims, full access to inventory, currencies, vendors, those are lists, partial access to the employees list, full access to receipts, and management reports, custom reports, and expense reports. No access to everything else. Standard Limited Customers and Vendors, users added to this role can see and do everything with customers and sales and vendors and purchases. So you can click through and click on each of these to see what their actual permissions are. Okay, so again, those are different than the actual types that the book lists, but you can see everything that a person would have access to there. So once you send an invite to somebody, they will appear on your list here, but you can always edit what their permissions are. So if you added them to all access originally, you could always go to edit that and change their permissions here. Now, I'm the primary admin, so you can't change it for me because I'm the owner of the company file. But any additional users that you add here, you would be able to go back and edit their roles. All right, so that is basically it for this chapter. It was a very short one. In the practice exercise, you're going to be adding, I believe, 3 or 4 users. Yes, Becky Bookkeeper, your instructor, so you can use me. You can use my main email address, erinita1982@gmail.com. And I really don't care what access you give to the other names that they have, the fictitious names, Becky Bookkeeper, Amy Assistant, and Claire Dane. You can choose any access for them. They're fictitious email address anyway. But when you add me, I want you to give me all access. So when we're going through the next 7 chapters where we're doing transactions and we want to make sure all of our financial sheets, like our balance sheet and our profit and loss or our income statement, where we're checking the figures on those financial reports, if something's not adding up, I need to be able to go into your company file and take a look at different figures your transactions and everything, and see where you went wrong. So I need you to give me all access to your company file. So that is the only one that I really care about here, about making sure that I get all access. Everybody else, you can add whatever permissions that you want from there. So in the next video, I will go through and we will add those together.